I use GLM 5.2 to build a machine that pumps out videos. 500,000 tokens, $15.57. By the end of this, you'll know if it's worth switching to or if it's a waste of time. I pushed it through one brutal build and watched the stuff reviews skip. Does it follow instructions, recover from errors, or quietly fall apart? But first, let me just show you this. As you can see, ZAI introducing GLM 5.2 with significant improvements in coding and agentic tasks, which is what we care about, right? As you can see, GLM 5.2 here at max effort, performing very similarly to Claude Opus 4.8. At high effort, performing also very similarly to 4.8. And by just looking at these results right here, you will see that it's a little bit worse than, but very close to OpenAI on many of these tests. And in particular, tests that has to do with agentic and tool usage. So the first question that I had was, how does it stack on artificial analysis? And as you can see, GLM now has made it into the top 4. So step number 1 is going to be to install GLM 5.2 in Claude Code. Just go to z.ai/modal-api. And once you're on the inside, make an account, continue with Google. And now we're on the inside. As you can see, we have GLM 5.2 right here. But before that, we actually have to get an API key. So I'm just going to click on add API key, name it June 18, and this is it. Now step number 2 becomes point Claude code at GLM. All we got to do is find our settings.json, and we're going to copy and paste this. I just told Claude to open my Finder. I'll right click, open with Visual Studio Code. To me, it looks like this, and I'll just paste my GLM key here. I'll write Claude in a new terminal, and in the top, you can see GLM 5.2 1 million with X high effort API usage billing. It's not in the Claude folder yet, but let's just say, hey, API error. Oh, I should probably put some money in. Add a payment method. You can see that it's thinking. And now I'm going to test it on a real project so you can see some real progress. And I'll tell you my thoughts and show you the cost at the end. So first I'm going to make a new agent, call it Video Factory. And what's really cool about this is that it shows up in my normal Tmux window style, exactly like Claude Code. So let me put it to the side and let you know what we're building. So this is the factory. This is a YouTube automation game, but it's actually real. We actually have real processes of selecting what is the best video idea. And it goes to the packaging, as you can see, where we try to package it with a new title thumbnail like that. Actually create a thumbnail as well with 2 different ways, but you kind of understand the point, right? We go end to end from no video to a full video done with AI. As you can see, in just seconds, we actually have a real thumbnail that I know this would pretty much crush if we just changed a little bit of the logo, so we can kind of finish that, and then it keeps going and hopefully all the way to the publisher. Now, the issue that I have right here is that this mining thing takes from YouTube. This one takes from X, I believe, and this one takes from Newsletter. It's like a massive mess here of all this garbage. So GLM is here to fix it. And the main goal right now is just to organize the inputs. So I already made a document briefing him about all of that. As you can see, it acts the exact same way. We spent about 50 cents so far. So it's a bigger project than I anticipated. So we've launched some sub agents, currently at 167,000 tokens on this agent. After 247,000 tokens in 40 minutes, we came back with this. And this time we have a YouTube miner, best miner, rundown miner, and X miner. So I guess let's remove these things just like that. And I guess we're doing the rest of it too. Let's put a YouTube miner down, a best miner, rundown miner, and a X miner. And I'll just put them all on conveyor belts just like that. Now it seems like there is no difference in color. And also the sorter should now be almost like a Tinder sorter. So let me actually put an idea in there. just like that, we actually got one of the ideas, and there should be a swipe left, right. That's right. Keep it, pass on this one. But the thumbnail is not really big enough, and it's definitely not as badass as the previous Tinder one. So let me prompt it. Okay, so it ran for another 12 minutes, says hard refresh. And this time we actually got colors of our minors here. And it now says, if we go to the sorter, it should have this retro look. And yes, it does. Look how nice that looks. This is GLM 5.2. This is almost today's video. Keep, boom. AI janitor. I love that one. Oh, and we even got a sound effect. Yeah, this one is a pretty bad video. This is a pretty good video. Really want to make that. This one was all right. But as you can see, this was all running through the best. So I think I want to try to lay it out a little bit different. Go like this and make them all have their own sorter, just like this. And now I can sort each of them. So this is from YouTube inspiration. I mean, this is 1 week ago, so not really great. Oh, I can always click on the arrow as well. Some of these videos don't really work well for me because it's more news-based. We only get AI search. Fantastic YouTuber, check him out. So that is working. We can also go into the second one, which is the best. So this is from my own library of ideas that I come up with on the fly. Here we have the newsletter, which is a rundown, my favorite newsletter. So this is about free fable and some cyber leaders. Facebook gets a new AI mode, maybe. Microsoft Nadella, maybe. That one is kind of interesting, but not a content. That was kind of cool. Now imagine after the sorter that we actually get them all out and take them into packaging. So we can click here. As you can see, Claude Code just became a full-time YouTube studio. So when we're talking about packaging, what is the thumbnail title? We can click on this right here. And it wants us to go all the way to 9, but we can skip and go straight to generating faceless. And it just made some really awesome thumbnails for me that is following my prompt. So I can finish that and set that thumb. And we can keep the belt going to make a content doc, for example. And these become real cards. Let's try one with pixel face as well. And there we go. Yep. When we finish that, we enter directly into content doc. And this actually sets off a automated response to actually create the full script, beats, outro, and the whole shebang. But that's not why we're here. Reason we're here is to test out GLM. And so far, it's making big moves, great improvements. We can definitely build with this model. So let me keep going. As you can see, we get the intro hook, the problem, B2, 3, 4, and it's all written with my content doc skill SOP, which means that this is really good. And you might be thinking, what is the next step after writing the script? Well, that's obviously the voiceover. Just like that, I gave it 3 tasks. Number 1, write a short. Number 1, take my HeyGen avatar that looks like this and use my 11 Labs voice, which is my best voice cloner. So we completed step number 3. And 4 as well. Step number 5, short script. 6, voiceover. And 7, avatar. And look at that, we just got short script, voiceover, and avatar. It's loaded up through Claude, 11 Labs, and HeyGen, where it takes about 150 seconds. I literally can't wait to test this out. And just like that, we're on to grabbing some sources. Let me try to get through to the end, packaging it. I'll try to make a thumbnail as well with the faceless. We just made a real card again. That's awesome. Look at this. Obviously, it's like free versus paid is not correct, but that this model is open is insane. So love that. But as you can see, we have a produce short, VO, and avatar button right here, as well as we can pull them through this factory. Now, I'm just going to finish this and we'll send it through to the content doc. Okay, it seems like I actually wanted it into the script. Let me just rearrange. Let's get another good idea. This one is one of my favorites. Boom. Let's see it come through. Packaging, generating some title options, and generate faceless. I'm actually so curious to see what happens when I click. So I'm just going to click on it as well. That's what happened. I'm just gonna click on it, I guess. And now nothing is here. Do I have to wait or click it again? I'm clicking it. Here it says 20 seconds. All right. And there you have it. Look at this, the voiceover. And now my avatar is being processed.
Your Stream Deck just became your personal AI reading remote. One button now runs entire Claude workflows instantly.
And I really like how this layout is as well. And there we have it. Look at this.
Wait, your Stream Deck just became a mind-reading remote. One button now runs entire Claude workflows instantly. Before, you're typing commands into Claude manually, switching tabs, waiting.
Damn, I can't believe that. We just went from nothing to literally my AI clone speaking, and we're doing it with a open model. So it was able to do the short script voiceover and the avatar. But what is the final verdict? What was the cost? The speed? Was it able to follow instructions? Smart? Stamina? So the whole build today, that was 508,000 tokens plus some change because I was playing with some other models and sub-agents. We spent about $15. So the final cost was $15.57. And another thing about the model was speed. If we were to compare it to 4.8, I was running mine on max. And after doing some research, I believe I should have run it on high. So if you're thinking about running GLM yourself, I'd probably run high, but I would have to say that it is a bit slower. And there is a real thing going on right now, which is capacity, because they're very popular literally this 24 hours. As you can imagine, it's shaping up to be really good. For following instructions, it was great. It really felt like I was working with a Opus 4.8, nothing different, but again, I would say slower than 4.8. But again, does that go back to capacity and that is popular and overrun right now? Unsure. Smart, I'm going to take that away. I don't know. Of course, yes, it's smart. And stamina, this is something that is pretty hard. We did 208,000 tokens, and usually the dumb zone is at 250,000 tokens. It starts doing dumber and dumber things, but we comfortably pulled up to 500,000 and were able to make progress at that context window, but I would never put it over 500,000. I'll just use the handoff to skill to make a new agent. Final thoughts. I do have to say that this is open is the best thing that has happened because you can make real progress on your projects with this. Imagine you have a beefy computer. Of course, many people cannot run this model open on their computer, but seeing how Fable 5 just got pulled out of under our feet, and especially if it only comes back to America, Europeans and Asia, we are kind of like, bruh, give us the best models. So being open right now has never been more important versus the closed that obviously have the better models right now, but aren't really giving access to anyone. And this can lead to the permanent underclass where imagine only 10 people have access to the most intelligent model in the world. That's why we need open source and models like this. However, the majority of people are still going to use Opus 4.8. And the reason really is going to be cost. As you saw, we spent around $15, but I have a Claude Max subscription, and I think many of you guys do too. And really the play with AI companies right now is that you are spending $200, but they're in the back end spending something like $2,000 of compute because they're not really trying to be profitable. They got investors and they don't need to be profitable. They just need the users. And I don't know about you, but I'm always chasing the frontier. I don't want the dumber model. I want the smartest, most capable. And I'm willing to pay a premium to get them. But I think the coolest thing is that 5 years from now, we will get models that are just ultra smart, ultra capable, and they will be free, accessible to all. Because the frontier models move first, and then we get open models right after. So that's been today's video. Take a look at my open source tools on GitHub, including what I built today. Maybe soon. I haven't pushed it yet. I need to check it, but thanks for 7 stars. And if you want me to host it for you, check out creatorgrowth.com and check out our school community where we just launched a new 7-day build and sell your first web app challenge. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow at lunch.